On September 24, 2012, in Kruger National Park located in South Africa, a family was on the reservation when they stumbled across a very rare interaction between a python and a leopard. What was caught on tape is truly out of the ordinary. When the family first arrived at the reservation, they headed towards the watering hole where they were observing a massive water python coming out of the pond and onto dry land. Pythons are not unusual for South Africa and are mostly in protected national parks like Kruger to escape the threat of illegal poachers. These illegal hunters are looking to sell the python for its beautiful skin to be made into luxury handbags and shoes. As it emerged from the water, the family noticed something shocking about the snake. The sheer size of the snake was unlike anything they had seen before. The python must have been over a few dozen feet long. As they continued to stare at the massive snake, they realized it was not alone. Something else had come to join in watching the big snake. It was a full-grown leopard, and the cat immediately showed great interest in the snake. Not only did it seem interested in the snake as to what it might be doing, but it began to stalk the snake like its prey. The truly bizarre scene stuck out to animal experts because leopards and other large cats actually are known to avoid snakes at all costs. What could this leopard be up to? As the leopard drew closer, eyebrows continued to raise. South African pythons are not to be messed around with. These large snakes have been known to eat prey ranging from a small antelope to even something as large as a crocodile. The leopard who seemed to be stalking the snake may be unaware that it could also be the snake's next snack. It was clear now that this would be a face-off between predators if the leopard decided to strike. But this was still a very odd choice of prey for the leopard. Leopards in South Africa are known to eat smaller land creatures like mice, antelope, wild pigs, or birds. The family looked closer to see if the leopard would actually strike. And as they watched, they saw the beginning of something peculiar. The big cat hopped up into the embankment right above the big snake and began to stare directly into its eyes. The python continued to approach the leopard, and it was clear that this python had a few hundred pounds on this leopard, who was clearly half its size. This didn't stop the leopard from doing what it did next. Then the face-off began as the leopard began to make a few swipes down at the large snake. The snake began to hiss at the leopard and coil up in attack position. Many pythons in South Africa may not be venomous, but they are capable of severely wounding and constricting their victims. The family knew they were about to witness something very unusual. The leopard then descended upon the giant snake and grabbed the neck of the snake firmly in its mouth. The two struggled, and they slid down the embankment back towards the watering hole. Would this fight take place on land or in water? The leopard then gained more control of the snake as it began to jerk its body around. Clenching its jaw down harder on the furiously hissing snake, the leopard tried its hardest to win the battle. The leopard seemed to have complete control until something happened. The python momentarily broke free and began charging down the embankment towards the leopard. The upper hand was lost, and the two began to square off once again. Then something happened that shocked the family even more. The leopard had regained control over the python, and not only that, it had the entire head of the giant snake within its mouth. This was by far an unusual approach to take down a python with. But this was not the end of this bizarre face-off. The leopard was confidently holding the python's head within its grips and began to walk back to its den area where it would begin to eat. The family tried to gain a better view of what would happen next. Behind the trees, there was hissing and yelling, and then all of a sudden the family saw the python emerge from the wooded den area. It began darting towards the watering hole, and then soon was completely out of sight. The large snake had vanished into the murky water. But what had become of the leopard? After the scuffle, the leopard emerged from the wooded area, and to the family's absolute shock, the leopard dove into the watering hole after the python. The leopard vanished beneath the murky water, and the family was unable to tell what had happened after that. The footage was viewed by many animal experts, and some say that because the leopard species generally avoids snakes as a primary food source, it's a possibility the leopard in the video had been deprived of food and was desperate for a meal.
If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and consider sharing it with your friends and family. Thanks again, and we'll see you in the next one.